Time to talk about the finale. But first, a huge thanks to all of you who told me this was even available to watch, as Nickelodeon hasn't done a great job getting the word out. And if you're just hearing about it now, basically you can go to nick.com and watch the final 2 episodes of The Legend of Korra Book 2 Spirits before they air on television. And they're streamed very nicely, and you just have to sit through really a bare minimum of commercials for Nerf's Rebel, which is a shameless grab for the fan base of the Hunger Games. But it's relatively painless to sit through, and you get to watch some truly fabulous storytelling and animation, which is how I would describe this finale. Now, when I was going through my notes for this, I talked about the Dark Avatar in my review of the second to last 2 episodes, but apparently it actually happened here. They all kind of melded together for me, so I apologize for that. But basically, I hope you're watching both reviews anyway. So if you want to see what I had to say about the Dark Avatar, you can check out my review of the second to last 2 episodes. All right, so here. Huge changes, obviously, for the Legend of Korra series. And the big thing is that speech at the end when, she talks about how she's going to keep the portals open and, the spirit world connected to the, the real human world. And how everything will change now. And also, the extent that she's broken from the past avatars, spiritually. So it's interesting. One spiritual door is now opened and one has been closed. And as Korra was speaking, I couldn't help but feel that maybe it was the creator speaking to the audience. And this almost seems to me like this was done as a reaction to the intense interest that we as a fan base have for Avatar: The Last Airbender and what happened to those characters. You could also even say the same thing about what Aang, as a grown-up, says to Tenzin in that fog. You are your own person. And you could even almost imagine that that is the advice that the writers of The Legend of Korra, which they were hearing, when everyone keeps saying, oh, that's really nice. Okay, I'm glad that Mako maybe was breaking up with Korra, maybe not. I don't know. But whatever happened to Toph? Where's Zuko? All of us are just dying to know. And I feel this was almost the franchise's way of, by breaking this all off and changing things so much, of saying, you need to let that go and let us just tell a new story. Now, that would be fine with me. Actually, who am I kidding? It would not be fine with me. I demand to know what happened to those characters. I love them so much, and I've been teased with amazing artwork of what they look like as adults, and also flashback sequences. And if they don't want to address it in this series, fine, but I want a comic, or I want a standalone series, an hour-long special, as I've said before, something. Because at the end of the day, this franchise, this new season, this Legend of Korra, wouldn't exist without Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I almost feel it's disrespectful to break them off. And also, I don't feel Legend of Korra is quite good enough on its own to stand on its own. Even though as good as these last 4 episodes were, let's not forget all the crap we had to wade through to get here. And also, isn't there's all this talk of spirits and going to see the first Avatar? This is a whole series about the past and the future and being at one with that. So I don't understand how you can kind of close the door on that at the same time. So I don't know. It makes me very curious about what's going to happen in books 3 and 4, and if this is truly a break, not just in the context of the story, but of the series from a creative perspective. Also, Jinora. What an interesting character. I don't still quite understand exactly what she did. I think she found, part of Rava or brought the light in. I can't really tell you exactly what she did, and I don't know if anyone could. Maybe even Jinora doesn't know. But clearly she's a very powerful character, and so I'm wondering what's that going to mean for the next 2 books, seasons. And I almost felt when she woke up that she had grown a little bit, aged a little, but apparently her hair was just wet. She and Korra both got different hairstyles, and she just looked a little bit different. But clearly a being of immense power, and with her spiritual connection, obviously that will come into play with keeping the portals open. And she might have a power even to rival or surpass the Avatar. So I find that very interesting, what's going to happen to that character. Speaking of Aang's family, although I guess we can't mention Aang anymore, he's kind of, hush-hush, I did like the scenes with Tenzin and his siblings searching for Jinora in the spirit world. I thought it was very touching. Again, all of their complaining and fighting with each other had paid off here. There was a reward for it, emotionally and just story-wise. And I think it really showed that at the end of the day, Aang and Katara did a good job with their kids raising them. I thought that they genuinely cared about each other. They all risked their lives to go find Jinora. And that was just really great and impressive. Although I wonder why neither one of them has a family. That just occurred to me now. Maybe it's been touched on, but it's not really been solidified. I don't know. I would be interested to explore that. Over the course of this season, I've become very interested in Tenzin's siblings. So, and of course, Bumi had that great moment in the battlefield, which was really good. So that was nice. Okay, as I said in the other one, I have notes here because I don't want to miss anything because so much happened in these episodes. All right, so as people have said, you had your big Jaeger fight in the bay for Republic City. I thought it was really good. I have to say that this was a great depiction. And overall, I did complain in my last review of the first part of this kind of, I guess, 2-hour finale, when you think about it, that Korra messes up a lot for a hero. But still, here at the end, in these last 2 episodes, it was some of the best examples I've seen of a female hero that, you know, had some humility and, you know, some failings, but was still very powerful and was a genuine fighter. It's one of the best depictions I've seen of a female hero since, I think, perhaps Jinora in Monsters vs. Aliens, when Jinora saves the day at the end of that movie. That was really, as a female viewer and reader of comics and someone who loves this genre, that was a big moment for me. And seeing Korra fight here was important to me. I know sometimes people don't like it when I bring it up, but it was so important to me emotionally and as a viewer to see this recognized here that I'm sorry, I have to bring it up. And I think the show is commendable for doing that. So that was one other thing I liked about it. Let's see here. Also, actually, wow. I think, you know, that's basically how I felt about this finale. I thought, you know, the end fight was convincing. I thought it took a lot to take down Unilac. But I think more might have actually happened in the first 2 episodes. You know, the second 2 to last, I guess you would say. There were 4 final episodes. The first 2, maybe more happened there. Although I have mixed feelings about what happened between Bolin and, oh, I forgot her name, the crazy cousin that Audrey Plaza voices. I kind of liked that Bolin admitted that he liked her, but then I was disappointed that it didn't go anywhere at the end. I would have liked to have seen that explored because they were a funny couple, and I thought those twins were nice, and they did kind of redeem themselves. So that's one area I'm disappointed in. I would not close the door on that. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they will rekindle their love once more in Book 3. But as I said, the main takeaway for me here is, what is the intention behind this choice? Was this something they'd always decided to do? Did the creators decide to make this break from the avatars and create a whole new world to kind of give Korra its own personality and separate it from Aang's adventures? I'm interested to know. We'll see what we get. But really spectacular storytelling. And I have to say, as I said in my other review, everything did pay off. All the stuff I had to sit through, even though it was weak, and I still don't know, as I said in the first one, if I needed to sit through it. But at the end, you know, I think that it was worth the time to watch it. And Korra is always worth the time to watch, though, I guess. But this was just, it was really good. And I feel, if anyone's not watching this show, it's very weighted in Asian culture. And so there are some people, you know, I have some friends here in America that I don't know if they would be as into this as like you and I are. But it's just such an amazing show, and I wish that there weren't the weaker episodes in the beginning, so that this would be something you could share more. Because I think it took a real fan to get here, but as real fans, it's nice we were rewarded. All right, so that's my reviews of the finales, parts 1 and 2, or parts 1 through 4 of The Legend of Korra Book 2. And write your own thoughts down below. Thank you for your patience in waiting for them, and you can check out some other episodes right now.